I think we've just been sleeping on the Cardinals because they're the Cardinals.
You're probably right.
I really
You're
do.
probably
Like,
right. You're probably right.
I mean, watching Kyler Murray today, who set a new franchise record for most consecutive completions, had a couple of them in there that were a little bit lucky. Better to be lucky than good. But like Kyler Murray was absolutely slicing and dicing, and then running around. We all know the Jets suck. All right, so the Jets suck. That's fine. Like, compartmentalize two different things. The Jets suck, and they're about to have one of the biggest rebuilds we've ever seen with an aging quarterback and a bunch of expiring. They have 30 expiring contracts. Like, the Jets are about to go in a massive rebuild. They suck. Okay, so now that we've established that,
bad football team. Yep.
I think the Cardinals are actually pretty good. And like, you came into this year thinking that the Cardinals' offense was going to be dynamic and their defense was going to lose them games.
Yep.
Their defense is playing way better than like. I look at it and I'm like, why are we not buying the Cardinals other than the fact that they're the Cardinals?
I think you're right. I can't disagree with any of that. I think Jonathan Gannon's doing a heck of a job with that defense. Yeah. They still don't have a lot of star power in that defense, but they're getting absolutely everything out of that defense. And again, the Jets stink. I get it, but Aaron Rodgers had 40 yards at halftime. Like, they just shut down that offense. They scored 6 points in this game. Like, and the thing I like about the Cardinals is they won a lot of close games early, right? Like, they had that weird game in San Francisco where San Francisco loses this kicker, and the Cardinals end up winning on the last play. Cardinals end up beating the Chargers on the last play of a game. But they banked those wins, and now they're getting better. They've won 4 in a row, and every single week of that winning streak, it's been better than the week before. And this game was impressive. You're like, all right, like, the Cardinals probably aren't going anywhere this season. And even if they stumble in the second half and don't make the playoffs for whatever reason, we're going to get to the end of this season and say they got something cooking with Jonathan Gannon there. And again, that started last December when they started winning games at Pittsburgh, at Philly, playing really confidently. Gannon has instilled this culture there where they don't act like the same old Cardinals. Like, I don't think they're burdened by that. Like, where we are in assessing the Cardinals and how good they are, I don't think the Cardinals themselves are burdened with that history. I think they just have a swagger about them. We're getting better. We can win games. We can compete with anybody. They already have a win in hand over the 49ers in this division race. So, yeah, I mean, maybe this is just a team that's going to keep peaking and end up taking the NFC West, which none of us saw coming.
I mean, at this point, they have 6 wins. All right. So if the magic number to 10 for the playoffs to get 4 more, let's understand that they have the Patriots at home. They have Carolina on the road. They still obviously have the Rams, the 49ers, the Seahawks still left on their schedule. That's tough. And a Vikings team that might be imploding. So the path to 10 is there. I genuinely believe right now that the Cardinals are going to win their division. And part of it is just that they said on the broadcast, I thought this was really smart. Kyler Murray is getting comfortable with playing boring football. Just like, hey, this is the way this offense is going to work. This is the way we're going to do it, and it's working. And it's working, interestingly, even without Marvin Harrison Jr. being anywhere near what we thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you would have told me, like, the Cardinals after 10 games are first place in the NFC West, I'd been like, oh, my God, Marvin Harrison has 1,000 yards already. And not really. He had good game today, great touchdown catch in the end zone. But he's had 200-yard games, and he's had, I think, 6 games under 50 yards so far this season. He hasn't been anywhere near what we thought he'd be, what I thought he'd be. I still think he's going to be a great player down the road, but he's kind of had a quiet rookie season, and still the Cardinals are really good. Like, James Conner's a baller, tough dude. Like, he's the kind of guy who, you know, we talk about devaluing running backs and all that, and but when you got a dude like James Conner, I can see why the Cardinals kept him around, why Jonathan Gannon loves him. He sets a tone for that team, and he sets a tone for that culture they're trying to build. And Trey McBride is great, and it's just really it's fun to watch this team emerge. I know that Matt Harmon was big on them. He had them as a possible playoff team before the season. He nailed that. I just thought the defense would be so bad that they wouldn't be able to compete, but I was dead wrong. Gannon is doing heck of a job. And, you know, I've thrown out like 8 Coach of the Year candidates already, but throw Jonathan Gannon on there too. I mean, if they end up winning the NFC West, he probably wins it, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, he'll be one of the favorites for sure.